Hey everyone, it's Justin again. Up to now, we've used a lot of constants and linear functions, but we've kind of avoided a couple of major operations. In this unit, we're going to learn all about exponents and roots, starting with some of their basic rules. There are actually a few rules that exponents follow, so we're going to be breaking them up into multiple videos. First, let's take a look at what an exponent means. Let's back up for a second and think about multiplication. You learned years ago that multiplication is the same thing as adding a number multiple times. 2 times 5 means you add 5 2's together. 7 times 3 means add 3 7's together. And -4 times 4 means add 4 -4's together. Exponents are similar, but take it a step further. Exponents tell you how many times to multiply a number by itself. For instance, 3 to the 4th power means you're multiplying 3 4 times. So that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Or 5 to the 7th power is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. The number being multiplied is called the base, and the number telling you how many times to do it is the exponent. Okay, so none of that was really rules. It's just an explanation about what exponents are. Here come the actual rules. First off, the product rule. When you multiply 2 powers with the same base, the exponents are added together. If you need proof, here it is. If we're multiplying 5 to the 2nd power, which we can also say as 5 squared, times 5 to the 5th power, 5 squared is 5 times 5. And 5 to the 5th power is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Because the bases are the same, it's just the same thing as multiplying 7 5's together. Now, this would not work the same way if these 2 powers didn't have the same base. If this were the case, 2 squared is 2 times 2, and 5 to the 5th power is 5 5's being multiplied. We can't combine these together. In fact, it can't be simplified at all, so it's just 2 2's times 5 5's. The next rule is pretty easy to remember if you know the product rule, because it's the exact opposite. The quotient rule says that if you divide 2 powers with the same base, the exponents get subtracted. Here's how that works. 3 to the 10th power is the same as 10 3's being multiplied, divided by 6 more 3's. Multiplying and dividing are inverse operations that cancel each other out. So multiplying by 3 and dividing by 3 cancels both 3's out. This will happen as many times as possible, or as many times as there are both multiplication and division. In the end, only 4 3's are remaining, 3 to the 4th power, the same as subtracting the exponents 10 minus 6. How about some rapid fire examples? You ready for this? 3 to the 4th power times 3 to the 7th power. This is 4 3's times 7 3's, so altogether it's 11 3's multiplied together. 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the 5th power. Same base, add the exponents, you get 2 to the 8th power. 6 to the 9th power times 6 to the -4th power. Wait, exponents can be negative? No time to think, got an answer. We can add the exponents together, and 9 plus -4 is 5. Okay, let's take a breather for a second. You saw there that exponents can also be negative, but that doesn't make sense. How do you multiply -4 6's together? And the answer to that question is in a later video. Keep that mystery in the back of your mind. For now, we just want to focus on practicing the rules. All right, let's continue these rapid examples. 4 to the 8th power divided by 4 squared. Well, since we're dividing power with the same base, we subtract the 2 exponents, so it comes out to 4 to the 6th power. 3 to the 3rd power divided by 3 to the 9th power. Subtract the exponents, and we get 3 to the -6th power. Ugh, there's another one of those negative exponents, but we'll learn what those mean later. 2 to the -3rd power divided by 2 to the -7th power. The quotient rule still applies despite these negative exponents, so we subtract them, being super careful with the signs, and we get 2 to the 4th power. These first two rules, the product and quotient rules, are essential to understand in order to be able to use exponents. So make sure to practice before you move on to the next video, where you will learn the next two rules. See you then.